and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Good evening. Welcome back to Midwest Brouhaha 2015, the 6th annual Midwest Brouhaha from beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are here on the Derby Laces track number 2, getting ready for the second to last game of Saturday. This game's going to feature the Brewcity Bruisers All-Stars taking on the Treasure Valley Roller Girls All-Stars.
Yeah, absolutely. Treasure Valley, of course, traveling here from Boise, Idaho. Last night had a loss against Houston. Previously, last Saturday, they beat Ole. So kind of some highs and lows for them. But, Wilhelm, like you said, it's a beautiful day here in Milwaukee. I got a chance to get out earlier, and the sun is shining. It's just a great afternoon. So it's a great day to come out and watch some Derby.
It's a fantastic weekend for Derby. It's been a full, this is almost the end of the second day. We've got a third day yet ahead of us. But we've got 2 more games left to start. We've got Brewcity, Treasure Valley, about to happen in about 45 seconds. And then coming up after this, don't leave your computers because the Gotham Roller Girls are taking on Tampa Bay in the nightcap. Just closing out day 2 at this tournament. If you're watching at home, use the hashtag Brouhaha 2015. Once again, I'm Wilhelm Scream. I'll be half of your announce team for this call.
And I am O. Woody Ty, and I will be the second half of this. And, yeah, the action just has seemed to get better and better as the tournament has gone on. I can't believe day 2 is almost over, but what a way to wrap it up with the Brewcity All-Stars going up against Treasure Valley. Lining up out there for the first jam, it's going to be number 208, Idaho. Treasure Valley in the green with the silver lettering.
And she's jamming against Stormin' the Castle, number 1789. Brewcity in the black with gold.
And Stormin' the Castle right now going up against On a Highway to Hell and Scarlet Danger trying to get through. But it's going to be Idaho with the first lead jammer for Treasure Valley of this bout.
And Stormin' the Castle coming up on the pack once again, gets knocked to the ground.
Yeah, both jammers now out onto the backstretch and going through. Idaho taps her hips, calls it off, and Treasure Valley will take an early 5-0 lead.
First blood goes to the girls from Idaho. Nice little start off for Treasure Valley. Brewcity, yesterday their game against North Stars, the biggest nail biter of the weekend so far. It came down to the last jam, tied entering the last jam. Brewcity pulling out a 5-point victory, 123-118 over the North Star Roller Girls of Minneapolis. They're looking to try and keep that momentum going against Treasure Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. I was done for the day and could have gone home, but I did not. That was such a good bout that I stayed to the end and watched it, and glad that I did. All right, Demolition Barbie out there jamming for Treasure Valley, trying to work her way through.
And her counterpart in black and gold, that is number 56, Frau Kapow.
And she gets out shortly after Barbie. Barbie's got about a half a straightaway lead on her right now, so she'll probably try and hit it and quit it here.
And Barbie going around the outside of the pack, knifes through, picks up, looks like 3 points being awarded as she calls off the jam, 8-0.
Yeah, very safe call off there. Better to get the 3 than to get the 4 and potentially give up a couple other points to the other jammer. Ella Snow Fury out there in green for Treasure Valley right now.
And she's jamming against number 5. That is Skittle for the Brewcity Bruisers All-Stars.
Yeah, I saw her helmet before the bout started. Pretty neat looking helmet there. Of course, you won't see it with the jammer cover on. Scarlet Danger and On a Highway to Hell kind of leading the front up there. They are Treasure Valley's 2 of their strongest blockers that they have. And definitely their leaders on the floor out there.
Skittle zooming around the outside, was almost clear of the pack, picks up a track cut just at the tail end. In fact, her jam ref was ready to point to her as the lead jammer. Then that track cut just at the worst possible time for Skittle. That creates an opportunity for the Treasure Valley Roller Girls, but no lead jammer. Going to be a full 2-minute jam.
Yeah, not sure why they're usually when you'll get the no pass, no penalty, but didn't see anything there, but I'm sure there's a very good reason. But that's our first Rydell Skates Grand Slam. As Ella gets through, I take that back, second of the night. A wonderful producer over here, keeping me straight, which I like.
These are Socket to Me power jams that are underway right now, with the only jammer on the track being in the green and silver. That has quickly changed as Skittle re-enters the fray, leaving the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Yeah, there's plenty of reservations there right now, all empty seats. So pack really stretching out. Scarlet Danger knocks out Skittles, and she's going to have to recycle all the way back around to the outside. Treasure Valley working hard to make sure that they keep her back.
Ella Snow Fury dodging nimbly. She was given almost no space on the inside by the Brewcity Bruisers. She still found a way to get around Stryker, completing another 4-point scoring pass.
Savage will be going to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Skittles on her first pass. Snow Fury knocked down to the ground and out of bounds, so she scrambles back in.
Yeah, Snow Fury already on her 4th scoring pass. Skittle just now in the middle of her 1st scoring pass. Skittle completes that pass, does pick up 5 points for the Brewcity Bruisers, smashing that goose egg that they had on the board.
Want to remind any fans at home that this may be the first bout you hear. You may hear some whistles and not see skaters stop. That's because we are back-to-back with the Derby Laces track number 1. And maybe you can get a shot of it a little bit later on, but they are right there together, and the whistles bleed over. So,
and we're separated from the 2 tracks by a curtain.
And us. And that's about it. All right, Idaho out there for Treasure Valley as she's on her toe stops, kind of dance around, playing a little defense.
And jamming for the Brewcity Bruisers, that is number 716, Zote.
Treasure Valley only has 3 blockers. They're in a tripod. And now Savage is back out of the box, so they're at full strength.
Zote hanging at the front of the pack, gets pushed to the outfield, forced to recycle back. Not back too far. She only went from the edge of turn 1 back to the pivot line, but recycled again, this time on the inside. And a forearm penalty being assessed. That is against number 724. That is Puss in Boots.
Yeah, it looks like she was trying to keep Raggedy Annihilation from going back and keeping the jammer. And the first hit was clean, but then she finished with a forearm, and that's what caught her. And that's generally what does catch her. Idaho going to pick up lead jammer for the 2nd time today. This has been a long. This was almost a full minute before either jammer got out for the first time.
And Zote still being pinned, being bounced off every side of the track. A forearm call now being assessed to Idaho. That is going to put Zote on a Sakatumi power jam.
That call came from the outside. The outside pack ref had the best angle on that. So we're going to go the full 2 minutes on this one, Wilhelm.
And this is going to help Brewcity. They want to eke their way back in. They're down 17 right now. Zote going to try and chip away at Treasure Valley lead, but Treasure Valley holding themselves in place, and Zote being assessed a high block call. That's going to wipe out the power jam for Brewcity. Flip it around. It's like turning your socks inside out. The Sakatumi power jam now belongs to Idaho.
I see what you did there, and I like it. So now Idaho back out, and she will try to finish her pass that she was on when she got called for the use of the forearm. And the jam is still on. Like I said, those whistles coming over, but Idaho knocked out of bounds, goes to a knee. You're going to have to recycle back. And that one's over. Hard hit there at the end of that jam.
Yeah, while the other white meat was skating backwards to try and force Idaho even further back, she caught the notorious RED jammer line with her wheels. That sent her to the ground. Got back up in good spirits. Score is now 8-27, 23 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first half.
Demolition Barbie out there going to start this Sakatumi power jam for Treasure Valley. And the pack is bundled up right there. Now it spreads out a little bit as Treasure Valley tries to gain an advantage, and Barbie will get lead jammer.
It's a nice little spin move in the corner, pirouetting her way around the Brewcity blockers.
I want to say hello to her dad, probably back home watching, a valuable asset to Treasure Valley. And they're back home not able to come out on this trip. Barbie knocked out of bounds and recycles that in. Working her way through.
Good, strong tandem that is up at the front. That Tilo is part of that, slowing everything down. Also up there is a 216 Frank Herter. Finally, Demolition Barbie getting around, completing a 5-point pass.
Yeah, I saw this Brewcity team a couple of years ago at Skate to Thrill, and they really controlled the teams there that they played against. But Barbie has a little bit of speed and was able to get around them. We have a star pass.
Zote passing the star off to 216. Goes from 716 to 216. We lost 500 on the jammer number. It is now Frank Herter jamming for the Brewcity Bruisers. Demolition Barbie knifing through again. She's going to call off the jam with 4 more points. Total of 14 on that jam.
Yeah, no one coming into this bout. I expected some physical play, knowing the play of Brewcity and knowing the play of the, for the blockers there for Treasure Valley. Very hard hitters. One of those being on the track right now being Aurelia Spine.
And sometimes when you play hard, you get bruises. Speaking of bruises, Bruce Skate Nooses, proud sponsors of Brouhaha. They are the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Over 50 colors and patterns to fit your team, your league, or your personality. And if that isn't enough, they will customize things for you. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or online at bruisedsn.com.
Sinister Kate trying to be that first bridge, holding off, but Milwaukee will get their, the Brewcity will get their first lead jam in quite a while, I believe.
It's only been a couple jams, but it's been a good long period of time, especially with their jammer going into the penalty box in the first jam.
Oh, excellent work there by Frau Kapow. Her toe stop went out of bounds, and she was able to stop her momentum. And usually that's what catches skaters, is they can't stop their momentum. But she stopped her momentum and avoided that track cut there.
And Frau Kapow with some very good agility and the good awareness, the derby smarts of where her positioning is at all times.
Of course, Treasure Valley down right now to 2 blockers, so Ella Snow Fury has to take on the whole defense, and that helps Kapow get through and pick up 4 more points.
9-point jam for Brewcity. That brings the score 17-41. 20 minutes even left in the first half. Now realize we've never run down the rosters of this game. We're going to start with Brewcity in the black and gold. Number 14 is Striker. Number 1789, Stormin DeCastle. 216, Frank Herter. 22, Latina Heat. 24, Carrie A. Hacksaw. 240, their captain, Tilo. 350, the other white meat. 430, Raina Payne. 44, Freight Train. 5, Skittle. 56, Frau Kapow. 716, Zote. 724, Puss in Boots. 8, Carabunga.
All right, and I'll get to the Treasure Valley here in just a minute, but in the meantime, Stormin DeCastle, 1789, got lead jammer. Scarlet Danger going to the box for Treasure Valley, and Idaho finally out of the pack, not lead.
Stormin DeCastle, not only Stormin DeCastle, also storming the pack, grabs 4 points, calls off the jam, quick hit it and quit it, the bread and butter of roller derby, unless you've got celiac disease, in which case it's something else and butter.
All right, for Treasure Valley, number 1697, Ella Snow Fury. Number 1959, Demolition Barbie. 208, Idaho. 3317, Cruel La La. Number 462, Dawn of the Shred. Number 47, Jane Air Raid. Number 5, Raggedy Annihilation. Number 567, God Dame Savage. Number 630, Scarlet Danger. Number 66, Aurelia Spine. Number 8338, On a Highway to Hell. Number 86, Oh Yoshi Didn't. Number 88, Phantom of the Drop Ya. And number 951, the captain, Sinister Kate.
Back on the track, taking off from the notorious RED Jammer line. Those two were 430 for the black and gold. Raina Payne, 1959 for the green and silver Demolition Barbie. And Demolition Barbie is lead jammer. Raina Payne now completing her initial pass, but Demolition Barbie already in scoring position.
They're trying to get around Freight Train, and that's not an easy task. Her and the other white meat are 2 blockers that is, when you get around them, you've successfully completed a task.
Looks like Demolition Barbie grabbing for a timeout being called by Brewcity.
It's going to be an official review, I believe, Wilhelm. Hey, you want to make sure we talk about Turnaround Skates. If you plan on coming down tomorrow, Turnaround Skates is having an awesome raffle. You can win $100 online store credit, a nutcase helmet of your choice, and more. No purchase necessary, but for every $10 you spend, you get an extra raffle entry. And they are located in turn number 3 of Derby Laces Track 1.
This is playoff season, the tournament season. The road to the playoffs, the WFTDA playoffs, continues here at Brouhaha 2015. These teams all vying for the option to get into the Division 1 or Division 2 playoffs. Some of the teams right on the bubble between the 2 divisions, and some are on the bubble between Division 2 and Division 3. So road to playoffs continues here at this tournament. We're hoping more than a few of the teams you see here this weekend will make it into the 2015 International WFTDA playoffs. Do you want to cheer on your favorite team at the WFTDA playoffs? Brackets for each location will be announced on July 15th. Just go to WFTDA.com. That's where all the information is going to be. You can plan your schedule around tournament season, the playoffs happening this fall. And who knows, you might see a vast multitude of the teams from this weekend appearing in those playoffs, all vying for the Hydra.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I called my first playoff last year down in Salt Lake City, and it was a great weekend to be there, and I plan on applying again this year and joining it. It's a great thing. So love to see the camaraderie out there on the track right now as the coaches and the captains kind of sitting there in the middle talking just to the top left of your screen. And everybody's just kind of waiting to see what happens. We'll get some feedback here on what that official review is once we know.
It's one of the new changes in the rules. The official reviews, you get one per half. Unless you're successful in your first challenge, you'll get it back at the end of before the end of the half. You'll get it back right away. You cannot get it back a second time in the half, however.
That's correct, and I like that. I think it's good. If you do an official review and it's reversed, I think you should get what you need. Looks like Demolition Barbie is going to the penalty box, so we'll find out here in just a second.
We're going to set up, while Odie is picking up the information from our referee assistants, we're going to set up Storm Castle. A correction, that is number 17. Yeah, it is 1789, Storm Castle. I was double checking myself. She is out on the notorious RED jammer line, and she is in a power jam situation. It is a socket to me power jam for the Brewcity Bruisers.
Yeah, track cut was asked for and given in the official review. So Demolition Barbie called for a track cut at the end of the jam. Said she picked her foot up before she went back down and got the cut. So she'll be spending 30 seconds in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
It looks like it also took away a point. She had originally been awarded 3, knocked down to 2. 21-43, 18 minutes to go. We are underway with this jam. Storm into Castle trying to find an opening, push to the outfield.
And Scarlet Danger got back and was able to get the track cut, so that penalty will be negated on Barbie. And she's going to be going into the box. I think she just missed Scarlet going back because she just came right back onto the track.
Yeah, it was a good draw of the penalty by Treasure Valley, making sure to get that positioning and having that sly move to cause the jammer to not be aware of someone that she hadn't passed already.
Barbie eligible for lead jammer status and is awarded it for the effort, because she started that in the penalty box. You know, one of the other things, too, with the official review that they did this year was that you can just use it. You can use it as a 4th timeout.
Help streamline things, give teams an option that they may not have had in previous times, because you've only got 3 per game on timeouts. So having the official review technically gives you 5 per game if you're looking to use it for that purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't carry it over into the second half. If you don't use it in the first half, it's gone.
Well, Demolition Barbie got back the point she lost in the previous jam and more. 5 points on that jam, 21-48. 16 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, very fast-moving bout so far, even with a couple of the official reviews. But Treasure Valley in control right now, but very tight game still. It can go any direction, as we've seen this weekend.
Frau Kapow jamming for the Brewcity Bruisers, jamming against Idaho. Frau Kapow is out and free. Lead jammer goes to Brewcity.
And it's going to be a Sakatimi power jam as Idaho got a track cut, and she's going to be sent to the penalty box. Treasure Valley having some jammer penalty troubles here, but once again, they're going to get kind of saved as we're going to get
a forearm call being assessed to Frau Kapow. Short-lived on the Sakatimi power jam.
It's twice in a row that Brewcity's kind of giving it right back to Treasure Valley. So Idaho now out of the box. Now this will go full 2 minutes as both skaters started on the track, so we will not have a lead jammer.
Idaho free now, completing her initial pass. Frau Kapow didn't have to spend a lot of time, served as long as Idaho had, and re-engaged in the pack. Idaho already in scoring position as well.
And I'm sure most of our fans at home know that watch this, but when 2 jammers go to the penalty box, one after another. The second one only serves as much time as the first one does.
And Frakapow trying to push through. Idaho grabbing another track cut penalty. That is 2 in this jam. She's going to have to start watching things. We've got a lot of time left, and she's already sitting on 3 trips into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Yeah, we're barely halfway through the first half here, too. So that math doesn't add up for the percentages.
Frakapow already picking up 5 points, looking to grab a few more. She is on, once again, a Sakatumi Power Jam, being slowed down very well at the front of the pack. That is number 66, Aurelia Spine. Not much of a surprise that Aurelia Spine is up there holding back the opposing jammer. Raggedy Annihilation was also part of that 2 tandem. Frakapow grabs 5 more points.
Yeah, that's generally where you'll find Aurelia Spine. She will be at the front of that pack, kind of leading that and leading the team in the blocking.
This entire weekend has been brought to you live and free thanks to Hinckley Productions. Hinckley Productions has been a friend to Derby since 2008, providing live video production services and bringing you this live broadcast of Brouhaha. Support free streaming Derby with your DVD purchase at hinkleyproductions.com/Brouhaha.
Jamming out there now for Treasure Valley is Ella Snow Fury, but lead jammer status is going to go to Frank Herter, number 216 in the black and gold for Brewcity. Ella taking a hard hit to the inside. He's going to have to recycle all the way back through Wilhelm.
And the beer leader standing over in turn number 2, just outside off the track, cheering loudly when they see Ella Snow Fury bounce off the track. Frank Herter grabs 3 points, calls off the jam. Might have been a little bit of an early call off. You know, her opposing jammer was still in the pack. She
on her initial pass, yeah.
Hadn't cleared for the initial pass. Might have been an opportunity for Brewcity to get a few more points. We'll see how that plays out as the rest of the game goes on. The score is now 34-48. 13 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half.
That's one of those situations where she got knocked out of bounds and she may think it's just easier to call it off. But, you know, like you said, she probably could have gotten back up and gotten some more points. But she didn't, and she can't get it back. So here we go with the jam number 12 is Demolition Barbie trying to get the momentum back to Treasure Valley's side as one of the Brewcity Bruisers will be going to the penalty box.
That's a forearm penalty being assessed to Zote. But Freight Train, number 44 in the black and gold, taking up lead jammer status. Freight Train, a bruiser of a jammer. She's just going to put her nose to the grindstone and barrel her way through.
Yeah, and it's really hard to move her off of that position that she's in. Barbie gets through, she does an apex jump and picks up 4 points of her own to match Freight Train's second pass of 4 points.
Score is 52-38. 12 minutes, 10 seconds to go.
You know, you mentioned it a few minutes ago. Idaho with 3 penalties, and Treasure Valley inserts a new blocker or a new jammer in number 88, Dropya. And she'll be jamming for the first time for Treasure Valley. So maybe a little strategy here. Pull Idaho off, let her rest, and come back out refreshed.
And her counterpart in black and gold is 1789, Stormin DeCastle. And the black and gold jammer gets through first, picking up lead jammer status. That's 3 in a row for Brewcity.
Now Phantom going to try to use her speed to catch up. Try to pick up any points she can. She doesn't get any points, but she does force the call off, and only 2 points for Stormin DeCastle.
That closes the gap, 12 points separating the two teams. These two teams did face each other at the Division II playoffs last year in Duluth. It's a good, hard-fought contest between these two teams, and if I recall correctly, Treasure Valley did come out on top in that. And it was a similar game to this one. It was close, hard-fought between the teams, and a little bit of jostling and physical play was what really helped decide the result.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we'll see here. I mean, Treasure Valley obviously right now on a kind of a lull on scoring points, and BCB has picked up the pace on their end, doing what they do well, and that's applying the hard hits and getting the skaters out of bounds. But we'll see. This game of Derby is all about momentum. Who's got it and who can keep it? You know, so Sinister Kate comes up to help Aurelia Spine as the pack moves forward. As Ella Snowfury is able to move the pack forward with her power.
Yeah, you mentioned the scoring streaks in the last 4 jams coming into this one. Brewcity outscoring Treasure Valley 19-4. So it's helped close the gap, but right now, a very hard physical defense being played. Neither jammer having a lot of luck getting through. Frau Kapow trying to find an opening. Lures one of the Treasure Valley skaters to the infield. She recycles back behind. I believe
that's on a highway to hell, and she tried to repay the favor there, but Kapow too strong, not going to get knocked out of bounds. I tell you, in that first kind of head-to-head, Kapow really made Aurelia Spine and Sinister Kate work. Now it's Raggedy and Annihilation and on a highway to hell and Aurelia Spine. This has been probably the hardest point she's had to get, and she gets knocked out of bounds again. Aurelia Spine called for a penalty there.
And Frau Kapow knocked down. Treasure Valley started rushing back, but the track awareness by both teams and all the blockers as well, they realized that Frau Kapow hadn't actually stepped a wheel out of bounds. We have a lead jammer declaration. It's only 15 seconds left in the jam. It took a minute 45 before either jammer was clear. That is Ella Snow Fury from Treasure Valley, who runs into Carrie A. Hacksaw. And Carrie A. dropping her to the ground very hard.
1 point. 2 minutes of jamming and 1 point for Treasure Valley on that. That was crazy. That was probably the most physical chin-to-chin match I've seen this week between Kapow and Aurelia Spine.
Normally you might be a little disappointed with only a 1 point jam, but when it takes a minute 45 for either jammer to get free of the pack on their initial pass, 1 point's actually a pretty good result.
Yeah, you love defense. That was your jam. Aurelia Spine now back out of the penalty box. The Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Applies a hit, but not before lead jammer is given. And that's going to be number 216, Frank Herter.
Demolition Barbie fighting at the front of the pack, dealing with number 724, Puss in Boots. Has to let her go. Puss in Boots picking up a out-of-play penalty. She was just a little too late, and a track cut being assessed to Frank Herter. That is going to put Treasure Valley on the Sock It To Me Power Jam, and right there you are seeing a Rydell Skates Grand Slam, all 5 in the air for Treasure Valley.
Yeah, Barbie displaying her moves right there.
And showing she can get a little bit of air as well. Another 5 point pass completed, this time 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah, stuck the landing and got all 5 points. Takes a hit, absorbs it, skates right around, and going to pick up another Rydell Skates Grand Slam, and that's just the momentum that Treasure Valley needed at this point in the game as Brewcity was inching back into that lead.
And this is another 2-minute jam. We had Frank Herter going into the penalty box as lead jammer, so lost that status. No one can call it off. Full 2 minutes going, and we've already seen 15 points, soon to be more if Demolition Barbie completes another pass. She's in the middle of scoring as we speak. Frank Herter tussling at the front, and that is number 630, Scarlet Danger, really slowing her down.
Yeah, Barbie doesn't have the option of getting tired and calling it off here. She's got to keep going and pick up whatever points that she can. And she's going up against a staunch defense right now of Striker, Latina Heat, Puss in Boots, and Carabunga out there. And looks like we're going to get 4 for Brewcity.
Looks like there might have been a little bit of that confusion we talked about earlier of the whistles crossing over from the 2 tracks, as the jam hadn't been blown dead, but all the skaters were starting to leave, and the next lineup was setting up as play was actually continuing.
Idaho has a little bit of a rest on the bench. She's back out there, 208 for Treasure Valley, and that's going to be 716 Zote for Brewcity.
Score 68-44. 34 of the Treasure Valley points picked up on power jams, thanks to our wonderful producer feeding us that information with his math skills.
Doing a fantastic job over here. Well, it looks like 44 Freight Train is going to be going to the penalty box. The Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. And we got Treasure Valley. They're laying down in the valley right now. They all on the track.
But the lead jammer goes to number 716 in black and gold, Zote. Push to the infield, forced to recycle back. Does snag 2 points for Brewcity, bringing the score 46-68. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left.
Aurelia Spine there doing an excellent job of getting the jammer knocked out of bounds so that she had to call it off as Demolition Barbie was cycling through. Hey, you've heard us speak at the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Play, stay, and get lucky at Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination. Table games, dining shows, hotel, it's all there, only at Potawatomi.
Storm to Castle, jamming for Brewcity. Jamming for Treasure Valley, that's Ella Snow Fury. Storm to Castle finds an opening on the outside, dances around everyone to pick up lead jammer status for the Bruisers.
Snow Fury looks like she got knocked down by one of her own players, got knocked out of bounds and recycled back on her own. But you know, you get knocked out of bounds, you don't think you're going to take any chances.
And Snow Fury, good cycling by Tilo and Skittle. Make sure they stay in front of Snow Fury.
And they are just pounding her right now.
And Storm to Castle, not only lead jammer, she's already put 5 points on the board for Milwaukee.
Snow Fury looks like she is in a storm right now and just being battered against the waves as she tries to get through.
Treasure Valley starting to stifle Storm to Castle's momentum a little bit. And guess who was part of that wall? Number 66, Aurelia Spine.
Caught her number quite a bit today.
I've got a feeling that a lot of Brewcity jammers are going to see number 66 in their nightmares tonight.
Demolition Barbie cycled back out in this rotation, this 3-jammer rotation for Treasure Valley.
And jamming for the black and gold, that is number 56, Frau Kapow.
Yeah, right now Treasure Valley has a 13-point lead. It's just the smallest since 8-0 in the second jam. And Brewcity going to see what they can do about making that even smaller.
Frau Kapow picking up lead jammer. That's 4 jams in a row now that Brewcity has been declared lead jammer.
Yeah, and Carrie Hacksaw did a great job of forcing Barbie out of bounds. And so that's going to be a jammer point. Even though Barbie's going to get out of the pack here, they're still going to pick up that jammer point. Excellent work.
A good strong work and a good seal off. The other white meat creating an opening for Frau Kapow to sneak through on the inside. Frau Kapow calling off the jam. All 5 are raised in the air on the Rydell Skates Grand Slam. Brings the score 60-68. We've got 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
And this first half has just flown by.
And we are here on the Derby Laces track number 2. Derby Laces are available in 25 different colors. Derby Laces tie you up but never tie you down. Get yours at derbylaces.com.
You know, Treasure Valley scoreless in the last 3 jams. They've got to do something here, Wilhelm, to keep that momentum. They don't want to go into this halftime down or, not scoring any points. But once again, number 216, that's going to be Frankhurst. It's going to get lead jammer.
That makes it 5 in a row. The momentum all on the Brewcity side right now. Idaho colliding with one of the Brewcity blockers at the front of the pack, was almost free, got bounced to the outfield. That is number 14, Stryker, that threw Idaho to the outside. Frankhurst trying to find an opening. It looks like she's just going to try and push her way through the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and of course, that's a jammer point, so that's going to be another Rydell Skates Grand Slam. And that's going to cut into that lead even more. And it's down to 3 points with 1:16 left to go. Idaho still on initial pass. So, really Frankhurst is at free will to do whatever, try and score as many points as she can. Obviously, she doesn't want to commit a penalty, gets in the penalty box and lose all that. But Idaho doesn't show, a whole lot of work getting through there. But she finally does on her initial pass.
And Frankhurst sneaks through as well, completing her pass, grabs another 5 points. And that is a lead change, 70-68. Brewcity now on top.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, it's almost deja vu all over again. Very similar to yesterday's game with Brewcity and North Star. The difference was that Brewcity was the one that had kind of let off the gas for a while. Yep. North Star came back right before the half. This time Treasure Valley stepping off the gas. Brewcity applying some momentum. They've picked up lead jam 5 in a row, and they've held Treasure Valley scoreless 4 in a row to really close that gap and now overtake Treasure Valley.
Yeah, now Coach Bryan going to try a little bit different strategy. Going to bring Phantom of the Drop You in there, number 88. thinking maybe a little bit smaller statue can help get through the pack quicker against some of those bigger blockers. But it's going to be lead jammer again for Brew City, and they're going to go into the half with momentum.
Now, Raina Payne picking up lead jammer status for the Bruisers All-Stars. And tussling at the front, Aurelia Spine and Scarlet Danger, that tandem of two really slowing Raina Payne down, but Raina Payne not willing to give up any ground. She keeps pushing them back.
And that bridge keeps getting forward, more and more forward.
And the other white meat springs out, just creating an opening. Sinister Kate left out to dry. Nothing she could do.
Yeah.
With Raina Payne coming around with that much of a head of steam. 5 points picked up by Brew City.
And Aurelia Spine got called for a forearm there. Oh, hard hit by Scarlet Danger.
Hard physical hit. A clean hit, though. And Raina Payne's willing to sit back and relax a little bit. Is on a highway to hell, trying to pull her back. Raina Payne says, we've got the lead right now. I'm willing to let you stand there and let some clock go away. Maybe not realizing the period clock's expired. Jam ends. 5 more points picked up by Brew City. That's going to bring us into halftime. The score is 80-68. Brew City on top of Treasure Valley.
Yeah, that was quite the comeback by Brew City. They put on an exhibition. They got through. They did what they do, what I've seen Brew City do time and time again, and that's knock the jammer out, recycle her back, and basically just got lap point after lap point by the jammers, and they've retaken the lead here, got a 12-point lead.
A 12-point lead. They just locked down. They held Treasure Valley scoreless for now the last 5 jams of the second half. They have all the momentum. You're seeing the whiteboard now. You're not seeing that anyone's in any real penalty danger. There's some that are on 3, but we mentioned Idaho being on 3 penalties even before we'd passed the 15-minute mark, and she's been clean since that point. It's just that extra level that somehow Brew City applied the gas. Treasure Valley's going to have to make a halftime adjustment.
And we've seen this before from Treasure Valley. They'll get skaters that'll get in trouble. At Spudtown, one of the bouts there, Scarlet Danger actually picked up 6 penalties in the first 20 minutes of the game, did not foul out, and still played. So it seems like that Treasure Valley has this thing where they get the penalties and then they're like, okay, they dial it back. But they don't want to get in a position because that's what hurt them at D2 last year. They had several skaters foul out at the end of the game, and they just had nobody left to put onto the track.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they do in the second half. We're going to step away for a couple minutes. Second half is going to be starting in about 8 minutes. We'll be back in about 7. Give a quick recap of the first half and launch into the second half. You're watching Midwest Brouhaha 2015 right here live from beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are on Derby Laces track number 2.
All righty, we're back here. I am Old Woody Ty.
I am Wilhelm Scream.
All right, getting ready for the second half. I think you got some information for us here, don't you?
Yes, we talked about, we saw the whiteboard going in. Nobody with too many penalties. A couple players from each team with 3. Looking at scoring, Demolition Barbie, the lion's share of the Treasure Valley points. She's got 43. Ella Snow Fury behind with 15 and 10 for Idaho. On the Brew City side, a little bit more evenly spread out. Frau Kapow with 24, 17 for Frank Herter, 15 for Storm into Castle. And then after that is Raina Payne with 10. So there's a little bit more of an even spread on the jammer points, which might be contributing a little bit as well to the success that Brew City is having right now.
And they've even got 3 other skaters with 4, 5, and 5 points. You know, probably the result of a star pass. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. Treasure Valley sticking to that 3 jammer rotation. They did put 88 drop in, but she has yet to score, and I don't think she's even got out of the pack yet. So a little tough right now for Treasure Valley. They do stick to that 3 jammer rotation, so we'll see what they do in the second half, maybe to mix it up.
Yeah, definitely. Second half upcoming. We've got just a few seconds left before that second half begins. Also, this is one of the games where we're going to have an MVP awarded for each team. That MVP award is brought to you by Witch on Wheels. Witch on Wheels, because you want nice accessories.
Let's see what they did there.
The winners of the MVP award are going to receive a fantastic wheel bag and a bruised skate noose, courtesy of Witch on Wheels. Big thank you to our sponsor, Witch on Wheels, for providing that. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Sock It To Me. They're sponsoring the Power Jams today, and they've got fun socks. They've got funky socks. Socks with tacos, cupcakes, ninjas, mustaches, unicorns, other things magical. You can get over 200 different sock designs from Sock It To Me. There's something there for every personality, whether it's punk rock, peacock, or everything in between.
Yeah, I'm looking forward tomorrow to get up there. I haven't had a chance to get up and see the merchandise, and looking forward to get up there. We got a little bit of track maintenance going on, so that's the reason for the delay. But we'll see what Treasure Valley can do. The jammers are really, in the beginning, they were having an easy time getting through, but you know, the other white meat, freight train, really kind of locking down that front right now and keeping the Treasure Valley jammers from getting out. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get around them.
And true. And on the flip side, on the Treasure Valley side, yeah, you've got the Brew City jammers getting through, but they're being slowed down on each pass. They're running into people like Aurelia Spine, Scarlet Danger, Raggedy Annihilation. The Treasure Valley blockers are at least slowing them down, which is minimizing the damage that Brew City is able to do. But Brew City keeps getting lead jammer status. They actually picked up 6 in a row at the end of the half and held Treasure Valley scoreless for 5 of those jams. That's what really set the tone. Enter the second half. Score is 80-68. Brew City on top thanks to a late comeback.
Absolutely. All right, so number 56 up there, Frau Kapow, going to finish start what she finished in the second half, going up against number 208, Idaho. Again, each jammer going up against the staunch defense and can't get through. But Kapow does get out and gets lead jammer.
Frau Kapow decided to use the other white meat as a little bit of a shield. Hid behind her from Aurelia Spine. And if you need to hide from someone on the track, number 66 in green might be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And hiding behind someone, using 350 in black, you know, she's a very physical and tall blocker. She's a good option to hide behind if you're someone of Frau Kapow's stature.
All right, Scarlet Danger has returned from the box. She finished the second half in the box. And Idaho gets no points, and Brew City's continuing that, spreading the lead now here in the second half. That's going to be 6 scoreless jams now for Treasure Valley. That's a 36-0 run. Actually, it's probably now 41-0 run. And Treasure Valley's got to get something figured out.
Yeah, they need to solve the puzzle that's been presented in front of them. Storm into Castle taking the line for Brew City. In green is going to be Demolition Barbie.
Barbie dancing her way around, trying to find a gap on that inside line. Figuring that might be the best way, but it is going to be Storm into Castle is going to get that lead jammer. She explodes to the outside. Barbie's going to get called for a back block. So not going well for Treasure Valley here in the second half.
That makes this a Sock It To Me Power Jam, and you've seen just now a Rydell Skates Grand Slam picked up by Storm into Castle. 5 points, and that's brought to you by Rydell Skates. Unmatched quality, unmatched performance. And over the last few jams, unmatched dominance by Brewcity.
We're going to get a back block called there. Saw it right here from our angle. Pretty easy call for the officials to clear the path out.
And a track cut now being assessed against Scarlet Danger. That's going to make things a little bit easier for Storm in the Castle. Another 5-point pass. 10 so far in this jam.
Barbie now out of the box is going to be able to reset and get back around.
Storm in the Castle inside, outside, getting around number 47, Jane Air Raid. Calls off the jam. 4 more points, adding 14 to their tally, making them sit just below the century mark, 99-68.
Yeah, and you know, this is a 55-0 run right now for Brewcity, and they're doing everything right. They're doing what they need to do to win this thing, and they've taken the lead, and now they're continuing on with it, and they're not letting Treasure Valley get the momentum back.
We've got Raina Payne taking the jam line for Brewcity. Looks like El Snow Fury jamming for Treasure Valley.
They're trying to find a hole through there. Takes a tumble, gets knocked down, and gets lead jammer, and maybe that's just the momentum that they need to get through.
Yeah, El Snow Fury picking up lead jammer. That breaks that 8-jam streak that was spread over the half.
Ella gets knocked out of bounds. Not going to call it off. Pretty desperate. Going to get called for. It looks like a back block.
I didn't quite see the back block happen, but Ella Snow Fury now on her way to the penalty box into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. That gives Raina Payne an opportunity on the Sakatumi Power Jam. Already with 1 5-point pass. She is hungry for more.
Yeah, Snow Fury was lead jammer, so this will be a 2-minute jam. Sinister Kate knocks back the jammer, skating backwards in non-derby direction, shifting her hips back, trying to get the track cut called, or at least slow her down, and she does that. Now Scarlet Danger applies a hit.
Tilo heading into the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Going to sit for a second. Ella Snow Fury finishing off her time. Raina Payne, another 5-point pass.
Yeah, she probably, if she actually got a point for every skater that she passed, she probably would have left there with about 15 points in that jam. Looks like she passed all the Treasure Valley skaters about 3 different times.
Multiplayer block call being assessed to the other white meat. That does allow Ella Snow Fury to complete a scoring pass that was started before she went into the penalty box before. That's 4 points that she gathers together.
Snow Fury slides by, stays on the inside of the track, and she's going to pick up 5 points on her Rydell Skates Grand Slam, and that's going to break the drought.
And Raina Payne, a track cut being assessed. That is going to turn this into a power jam for Treasure Valley. 4 more points picked up by Ella Snow Fury, and the result of that jam looks to be
5 points. That's going to be a Rydell Skates since the jammer went to the box.
So that leads to the total result in that jam 14-10 in favor of Treasure Valley. It's been a long time since we've been able to say it, and as I say that, the score is updated for Brewcity as well, 15-14, and it's in favor of Brewcity. Score is now 114-82.
We have an official timeout, but it's got to be good for Treasure Valley at least to get some points on the board.
Definitely. They need a little bit of help, and if you need a little bit of help, you can contact ATI Physical Therapy. When injury strikes, you have a choice. Choose ATI Physical Therapy, the official sports medicine provider for your Brewcity Bruisers. To experience the ATI difference, visit ATIPT.com or stop into one of their over 19 Milwaukee area clinics for a complete injury screening.
Savage going to the box, didn't see what that call was for. And she furiously tries to get there. Going to get a forearm called. One arm went down, so Idaho only touched one hand out of bounds. That is not a track cut.
And that does allow Idaho to become lead jammer.
Stays in bounds. No, had a foot out, then got 2 feet in bounds. Now it's a track cut. So all the momentum on a highway to hell, knocking out the jammer. Now going back. Ooh, gets hit out of bounds.
Raina Payne, who was finishing off her time from the previous penalty back on the track, and Tangling does remove the star cap. It falls to the ground. That's picked back up by number 24, Perrier Hacksaw.
Yeah, that's going to be an illegal procedure. It was actually thrown, and because she picked it up and put it on, it's going to be an illegal procedure on the now jammer.
Yeah, it needs to go from hand to hand, from jammer to pivot. The pivot can pick it up and hand it back to the jammer.
Correct. That's why it's not a penalty at that point. It's only a penalty when the cover goes on.
Exactly. So that illegal procedure call against Carrier Hacksaw. She did complete the star pass. That means she's the jammer, spending some time in the penalty box. And that means that Idaho is out there free and skating alone as the lone jammer. It is a sock it to me power jam for Treasure Valley. 5 points picked up. And it's going to be a full 2-minute jam with both jammers spending some time cooling their wheels.
The camera didn't catch it, but I wish that you could see when Savage goes to the penalty box for Treasure Valley. She's probably the fastest skater trying to get to the penalty box to eliminate how much time she's off the track.
And it actually leads to a little bit of a complication because she comes around so quickly that the outside pack refs don't always know that she's coming.
Yeah.
So she's trying to direct traffic for not only herself, you'll see her pointing which direction, trying to indicate that the refs need to step one way or the other so that she can have that path to the penalty box, because she's just flying around with such speed.
Yep. So a penalty-ridden jam, and we're sitting at 114 to 90 right now, and looks like we're going to get an official timeout to try to get that one figured out. We're going to be an official review from Treasure Valley.
As official, they're going to check and make sure that everything was right. And they've got a couple of questions about what happened during that last jam.
And so we'll see what happens here.
And speaking of penalty filled, if you're playing a little dirty, there's a way you can smell clean.
Absolutely.
Get some Notorious by Notorious RED. It is available here in the venue in the UWM Panther Arena. If you're here at Brouhaha at all during this weekend.
What if you're not here?
If you're not here, you can order it online. It's at notoriousred.com. And let me tell you, that stuff works. It is amazing how well it works. And I think that we just need to take everyone's skate gear and dunk it in a giant bath of Notorious RED at the end of every game. And then again at the end of the weekend.
I might give my wife some for our anniversary present. Help keep that gear clean.
I can let you know now that is the worst anniversary present ever.
Well, maybe I'll give her that and something else.
And something else would be helpful.
Something shiny else. Hey, Classic Slice Pizza is another one of our sponsors. And not only they're a sponsor, but it's Derby owned by one of the Brew City skaters. They're the friendly neighborhood roller girl-owned pizzeria, serving up huge slices, salads, desserts, and appetizers made from scratch, specializing in vegetarian and vegan items. And they claim the best gluten-free crust in the city. Located real close to the arena here.
If you're in the Milwaukee area, stop in, grab yourself a slice, get a $2 tall boy. If you're not in the area, I've been recommending you order a pizza online, see if they can ship it via UPS. Don't eat the pizza when it arrives, just because UPS tends to be a little bit slow on the delivery method. However, the tall boy will still taste delicious and frosty.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, while we still have the officials here talking, let's talk about what's on tap for tomorrow. We know we have Gotham versus Tampa coming right up here tonight. But we've got Detroit B team going up against Fort Wayne B team bright and early at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 7 a.m. Detroit time. But Ohio versus Tampa will be up next.
Yeah, Tampa's reward for playing Gotham tonight at the late game is to play in the first game over here on Derby Laces Track 2 against Ohio right away at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time.
They may be wondering who they made mad. Then after that's going to be Blitzkrieg versus Bisman. I'm really interested to see this. I've seen Blitzkrieg and Bisman play a couple of different teams, so this should be a really good bout tomorrow. And then followed right by Gatekeepers versus Texas. Yeah. I think this is one all weekend we want to see. Texas has kind of dominated. Gatekeepers have dominated. They're 5-0 this season. So
yeah, if you enjoy men's roller derby action at all, the MRDA, two of the top teams in the MRDA, Texas came into the weekend ranked 6th. Gatekeepers ranked 2nd, but Texas, they've been surprising a couple teams. They've been proving that they're legitimate. Tomorrow should be a really good contest between St. Louis and Texas.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. So that will definitely be a great bout to watch. I got to call the Gatekeepers versus Puget Sound today And Quadzilla did not disappoint. So if you didn't get to see it, you can buy the DVD, and I think we know where we can get that
You can get that DVD from HinkleyProductions.com. Also, we've been talking about the people providing the video. We would be remiss if we didn't mention the live stream technology. That is Field 59, the video platform powering the live stream technology. It powered it behind the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup that was in Dallas. It's now powering the live stream for the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. Power jam your derby bouts with Field 59's video solutions. Once again, that is Field 59. Teaming up with Hinckley Productions to provide this wonderful feed for all of you. And once again, we're providing it free of charge. If you want to help defray the costs, buy a DVD. If you don't want to defray the costs, buy more beer and enjoy it while you're watching Derby from your couch.
Yeah, Treasure Valley there was challenging that star pass. Wanted an out-of-play penalty called on the pivot, but it was upheld. And I'm not really sure why that would be a challenge, that they would be something to strategize, but they didn't get it, so they will lose their official review. Demolition Barbie dancing her way on the outside. That is the dancing Barbie, and she picks up lead jammer for Treasure Valley. Her effort is rewarded.
That's 3 in a row for Treasure Valley. They're starting to pull themselves back in. You know, the momentum's starting to swing. The pendulum going back in favor of the team in green.
Sinister Kate there tried to hold up the jammer for VCB, and that's Frau Kapow. But all alone out there, Frau got through, forced Barbie to call it off and only get 3 points.
That brings the score 114 for Milwaukee and the Brewcity Bruisers All-Stars, 93 for the Treasure Valley Roller Girls All-Stars. 21 minutes left to go in this contest between these two teams. And once again, stick around because coming up after this, we've got Gotham and Tampa. And we'll also be giving away the MVPs thanks to the wonderful Witch on Wheels providing these fantastic MVP awards.
I need to make a correction. Again, our producer did an amazing job. I went to Boise time and not Detroit time. It's 9 a.m. Detroit time. So if you're watching in Boise, it's going to be 8 a.m. in the morning, 9 a.m. in Detroit, or 7 a.m. in Boise. My apologies. I'm going to stop doing math now.
Math is hard. What isn't hard is looking and seeing that number 1789, Storm into Castle, is lead jammer once again for Brewcity. She's had a strong game. Knifes through, picks up 4 points, calls off the jam.
Yeah, this...
and she's riling up the crowd. She's riling up her bench, too.
Yeah, they're fired up. And, you know, this is not what Treasure Valley needed. Brewcity's fired up. They're energized. They're scoring points. And they're really getting in there and doing what they need to do.
That stops the bleeding a little bit. Score is now 118-93.
And jamming out there is number 3317, Cruel Allah for Twin City Derby Girls. Takes a hard hit going up against Freight Train. Not much of a matchup there as Cruel's trying to find any way she can to get through there. Cruel Allah will jam sometimes for their B team. This is the first time we've seen her jam for the A team, but doing a really good job, doing a yeoman's effort out there to try to get through. And gets lead jammer for Treasure Valley.
Now steals it away from Carrie Hacksaw, who was up near it, but Carrie Hacksaw running into Sinister Kate and number 66, Aurelia Spine.
We asked what Treasure Valley was going to try to do.
You know, sometimes send out a different jammer, change up the rhythm a little bit. Cruel Allah grabs 4 points, calls off the jam.
Excellent job there by the coach to mix it up. You know, why not? You're down, nothing's working. Let's get back into this. Now, when I say down, it's 97-118 with 18 and a half minutes. By the time we get this one going, so this is, I think, we're going to have another great ending to this.
Yeah, they're technically down if you let yourself be hindered by things like math, but it is still well within reach. I mean, only 20 points separating the two teams right now.
And that's nothing.
That's one big jam, which is well within reach of any of these jammers. And right now we were seeing 1959 Demolition Barbie grabbing lead jammer status for Treasure Valley. And more importantly right now, Frank Herter unable to complete her initial pass. That's already 5 points on the board for Demolition Barbie.
Yeah, that's a Rydell Skates grand slam. And, you know, we saw this when Cruel Allah was out there. Now also with Demolition Barbie. Kind of that second pass, Brewcity fell asleep on both of those, and they were able to get through and pick up those points. And Barbie gets knocked out of bounds, so she calls it off and picks up 4 more points for Treasure Valley. And just like they were talking about, it's 106 to 118. Brew City still in the lead. And if this sport is so funny, because we were just sitting here talking about how Brew City was pumped up, they're getting the crowd motivated. Now all of a sudden they're quiet, and Treasure Valley has had a couple of jams here where they've kind of taken back into this.
Yeah, the momentum swing, and what's happened is Brew City was starting to pull away at the start of the half. It's now back to 12, exactly where it was at the half itself.
All right, I don't know why. Hopefully our producer can find out, but Barbie's in the box. So it's going to be a Sakatumi power jam, and there's that momentum now shifting back to Brew City. Hard hit.
Demolition Barbie was sent to the box on a forearm call.
Wow, okay. So I didn't see it at the end. It looked like she was kind of standing off the track when she called it, but the captain, Sinister Kate, going to join her at the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. If it was just a hotel and casino, they'd probably be okay with that, but it's the penalty box. But Barbie's out now. She can't be lead jammer, as that's already been awarded. We're going to get a high block called there on the pivot. That is Zote.
And Demolition Barbie completing her initial pass. Frau Kapow still in the pack, runs into Aurelia Spine. Aurelia Spine runs into the other white meat. Those two are a couple of skaters that if I ever saw them in a dark alley, I would run the other way as fast as I possibly could. The collision between them on the track just now, I think I felt it from here, and they were on the far straightaway.
Oh, absolutely. It's just those two really, you're absolutely right. You would not want to go up against them in a slap contest, that's for sure. All right, Ella Snow Fury up there for Treasure Valley. She's going to be alongside Stormin' DeCastle, but not for long as Stormin' DeCastle. Her blockers have the notorious RED pivot line, jammer line covered.
And Stormin' DeCastle pushed back and has to recycle back deep behind Scarlet Danger. That gives an opportunity to Treasure Valley. Don't look now, but your lead jammer is Ella Snow Fury.
And I don't know if Scarlet got called for a clockwise block or maybe a misconduct, because it looked like the blocker was going down, but we'll find out here. It'll be written on the board, and we'll take a quick peek in there.
Ella Snow Fury lead jammer, and that is a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. 5 more points, closing the gap. And coming in a little hot, running into Skittle. That is going to be a back block call assessed to Ella Snow Fury.
Not a good decision there. She had lead jammer. It was really close. And now that momentum's going back the other way. Sinister Kate back off the track as the captain's going to be sent back to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. And you need a reservation to get in there now because it is full of Treasure Valley. 1 jammer, 3 blockers.
That gives Brew City another 5-point pass.
So it's 3-on-2 now for the blockers, 1-0 on the jammers. The action is picking up.
Stormin' DeCastle with only 1 left to beat gets around another scoring pass. 5 more points picked up by Brew City.
Snow Fury has to try to get through now when there's only 3 Brew City blockers on there. Skittle, there's that helmet I was talking about earlier they got a chance to look at. She gets around, tries to help. Shoulder to shoulder. These two are doing battle in the backstretch. Snow Fury finally wins as she gets around, but 1 foot inside, and she's going to have to recycle to the back of the pack. That was epic.
Well, while they were fighting so hard, Stormin' DeCastle just snuck past on the inside, kind of smiling, realizing that nobody was paying any attention to what she was doing. Picked up another 5 points, a 19-9 jam. We're going to see if there's any more points awarded. Looks like 4 more points being handed out, 3 more points, 22-9.
Yeah, and Coach Bryan going to call a timeout right now. Probably just to let everybody kind of regroup because they had it coming back for them, but now they've let them get back into this. So that was a very interesting exchange there.
And because there was no lead jammer designated by the end of it, it was a full 2-minute jam. During that jam, the penalty box filled up, and then it was like someone pulled the arm of the one-arm bandit, got 3 cherries because for a little while, all the blockers and jammers were spilling out. It was a jackpot being awarded. Now we've got 1 jammer or 1 blocker in the box. That is Zote for Brew City. She just wanted to make sure that the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box wasn't feeling a little lonely.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, even the casino needs a little business at 3 a.m. in the morning. So, hey, we want to make sure we remind you to hashtag Brouhaha 2015. My kids taught me that one because I'm way too old for that. But I do tweet, so make sure you follow us this weekend. And if you're in the facility and you have great pictures you want to pass along, make sure you do it.
Yeah, send us your viewing parties. Send us pictures of cats in derby gear.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to get Brouhaha 2015 trending all over the place. Hashtag, or if you're a Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt fan, it's #Brown. Brouhaha 2015.
That is an amazing show. I'm glad you got that reference in. Idaho has one to beat. That's number 44, Freight Train, and gets around to get lead jammer. Again, yet another jam here for Treasure Valley, where they've gotten lead jammer. Kind of got hurt last time because they tried to go to the well one too many times to get points, and it hurt them. Idaho is able to slide around Freight Train, and she's going to pick up a Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Treasure Valley.
Kyria Hacksaw finally solving the riddle that was the Treasure Valley wall, completing her initial pass, but Idaho's already in position to score on her second scoring pass. And a better decision on jam call-off time that time. Only one additional point for Treasure Valley, but 6-0 is better than what we saw last time with a 22-9.
That's correct, because Treasure Valley was in control. Ella Snow Fury had that opportunity to call it off and didn't, and it hurt Treasure Valley because they could have walked out of there with a plus in the point differential.
We've got a score of 143 to 121, 12 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock.
Cruel Allah for her second jam out there with Treasure Valley.
And she is jamming against 216 Frank Herter.
Trying to dance her way around, trying to find any hole in that defense that she can. On her toe stops. This time, lead jammer, however, will go to Frank Herter.
Frank Herter sliding off of hit from On a Highway to Hell. And Cruel Allah getting assessed a back block call. As looks like she was going down from a different penalty or a different engagement. So it's a back block call. That's going to make this a socket to me power jam for Brew City. And that's not what